In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha, in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha, in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the God of the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the full destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the full destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the full destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. What else supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides and said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise then I prostrate. With pure bodies formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Thus free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path to sublime pure reality, through the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated who also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts. To you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage, to all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms, and all aspects. With supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning and cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all seeing, subdue the low falls, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protectors' heart, to tip of this fresh, pure white heat, curd like cloud, O Tsongkhapa, Dharma's omniscient king, I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned hate mundane concerns, made life essence-full. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your dharmakaya sky, may loose a rain of vast profound dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I here gather bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Losandrakpa's essential teachings specially shine forever. Nig me te we te chen chen rei zi, tri me ken pe wang po zhong pel yang, tu kung ma du don zui san wei don, dan chen kei pei Urgyen Tsongkhapa, lo san dra pei shab la so waden. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted three jewels. Thus as I heard at one time, the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of countless aspects of phenomena called profound illumination. At that very time, the severe Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness and inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Sera said to the severe Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of lineage trained who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the severe Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Sariputra as follows. Sariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics, that is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement, no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomena. There is no eye element and so forth up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance and so forth up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, nor origin, one arose from that concentration and led to the spirit of the child of Bodhisattva, the great being. Well said, O child of lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Sariputta, the superior of the child of Bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy stream of glory, the genius possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners and your children. Homage to the host of your places of kings. Tayatara Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisattva. Through the power of the truth of the exalted three jewel speech, may all undecided negativity such as the four modesty stop. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, Shante Kuriya Soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, free from adverse harmful conditions. May all be conducive in perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Sashi Bhakti Dukshin Meto Ramri
Okay. Good evening. How are you? A little humid. It's humid, right? Humid or hot? Hot and humid, something. I feel like that. I fall asleep. If you have got sleep, just please welcome me, okay? You can throw up your mala. idea? Okay, we do a little meditation, okay? First, just a couple of times, very deep breath, just in, out, a couple of times, talk to your body and mind, just come relax, not too tight. Usually there are different kind of positions, but whatever you comfortable with, better. Then your mind a little calm. Then visualization in front of you. Huge Buddha statue, Buddha Shakyamuni. Try to remember all the positions, how Buddha's face looks like, how he hand position, how the feet position. Then try to the statue become like smaller, smaller, smaller. Like we trim the light like that. Smaller, smaller, smaller. Become like light, the cursor light. See the all energy Buddha, but the light. Go to smaller, smaller, much as you can, without losing the Buddha's shape. If you're going to lose, then try to again to visualization look bigger and bigger and bigger. Buddha statue, same position. If you lose the small ones, try to then getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then again become smaller, smaller, become light. Then keep the mind focus Buddha, then recite the mantra of the Buddha. Your mind without sound. Try to also not to forget the Buddha's image. When you recite from center, the blessing come through Buddha's heart to hit your head, go through you all the body like electricity, to purify your all negative karmas, come through you under the feet like black smoke, go under the ground. Try to feel your body is light, peace, warm, relaxed. The peace or warm or relaxed become out of your body to recover for all Mother Sentient beings. You share with them. The moment, try to very peace, try to feel your feeling, try to find your feeling. Okay, no cars come in. It's time to wake up. Okay? How's it? Something work? Try to do like that, Like more familiarize for Buddha's image. We need to more familiarize. Then you become good enough, they become small, something like ladder, like a light. The Buddha's image and the light. We cannot touch, we cannot, feel that, you can see. Then you have to like visualization, blessing from that. Okay? This is our meditation. Then what are we going to talk? Do you have any idea? Then next week is for the Garden Tour come in. Are you guys ready? Everyone knows who's the Garden Tour? Who's the Garden Tour? Do you guys hear? Everyone here? Are you guys here? Maybe volumes maybe too low. My voice is very low, then your volumes very low, then hard to hear. How about you? Are you hear me? Yes? Okay. The garden to us is the representative of the Lama Tsongkhapa. Lama Tsongkhapa is the founder of the Gelug tradition. Therefore, there are not many garden to us. There are also the very rare for the former garden tour. Is that former? Former, right? Former, correct?
Former meaning past?
Yeah, it's very rare. Sometimes no. But this time only one. Because the garden tour was not just someone pick up, here's a Rinpoche, then we jump there. Someone recognition, not like that. You have to study, like childhood. Tibetan we call dange danga. Means to say, like kindergarten, then what? First grade, third, 9, 12th grade, then go to college, then what? In order to come to doctor, what you need? PhD, right? Therefore, no one can come PhD just jump there. Is there any way to shortcut to PhD? No? They don't have any shortcut?
You can skip a master's. Get an honorary PhD. Yeah.
How you get honorary PhD?
You can skip a bachelor's and get a master's.
But you have to have the knowledge to get it.
Yeah, other this is a special one, right? Like sometimes the His Holiness, they get the people give them like that. But this is different. Like that usually the PhD or doctor you have to go to step by step. Therefore the Tibetan we call dangi danga, means you have to go to all the schools to study. And also we say, if you are the boy, then no one hold the garden tower. No one burn the garden tower, garden tea. No. If you are the boy, I think that boy means not no male.
Male.
Yeah.
If you're a man.
Yeah.
It's not like that. But usually us
That's what, you know, if you're a man.
maybe not that. Put in a garden tower the woman.
Did it?
It's not mean only male. I think this also
English like that, right?
What do you mean?
You're the man. It's like this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you expression, you know the.
Oh, like you've got the power,
You're
you're the
the
big
man.
guy.
You're the man.
You're the man.
It's
the
not
big
a-
guy.
That's the saying that if you're a man, you know, you can become the golden throne holder. The golden throne is not owned by somebody, you know. It can be, you know, owned by anybody. It can be stood on by anybody. That's what.
But
If you're a man.
I think this maybe not really. It's honestly, you know, never come to female garden tower. never came. It's 700 years, 700 years, never came. But I think are you the man means not just only a boy. Are you the person?
Yeah.
Are you the you know, you can do that. But in honestly, you know, we never have the female garden tower. Like that. Therefore, garden tower is not easy. You have to so many steps to go. It's not Rinpoche. The Rinpoche, you know, someone, the teacher passed away, they pick up some boy, you know, grow, you know, and they say, oh, that Rinpoche, they become Rinpoche. He don't have to study. They all hear Rinpoche, then everyone just follow. Yes, Rinpoche. But garden tower is not like that. You need to, all the steps, all the exams, so many duties you have to go there. You need, if you miss one, you cannot go there. Like that, you know, also, when you come garden tower, you already 80 years old. No younger ones.
It must be 80, is that the guideline?
It's not guideline, but your age is already 80 years old. Yeah, because before that, you know, so many steps go. You cannot come, you know, that. Therefore, there are not many former garden towers. They already passed away. Therefore, usually garden tower is the representative of the Lama Zopa. Lama Zopa is the who found the Gelu tradition. We have, you know, Nima tradition, Kaju tradition, Sacha tradition, Gelu tradition, Bon tradition, Chona tradition. We have 6 different ones. And Pembos, I don't know, they have so many. I think the previous time, usually the Tibetan Buddhism, first religion is Pombo. Then Buddhism they adopted from India. The Bon tradition is the old Tibetan religion. I think that time also there was a black Bon and a white Bon, maybe 2 count, but maybe right now, maybe not black ones. It's very similar, you know, even the Buddhism, even their talk, even the circumambulation they go to, you know, they're this way. We go this way, but because as I heard, you know, their teachings, but very similar. Then another, you know, the old Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism traditions, they all follow Buddha's teaching, but the different lineages. You know, all the teachers they have come to here teaching. They are all different techniques, right? They're not all same. Like that, it's not big difference. But sometimes they it's not big difference. They just call different name. You know, it's Galupai, so they call that just place name. The name of the place, they give the religion. It's no big difference. Anyway, therefore, the, 가로 고사지는 top 고사지는 temple 보시래 같은 거 the position, even the illustration, the Gadintra was high position, his own Lama. Therefore, it's a very, very, very great. The center has two Gadintra came, last couple years came another one. Then here was next week is coming, we are very fortunate. It's not easy to host, to accept them, they're very busy, but we are very great. He's coming next week. Then he's going to teaching is the most complicated, difficult text, Precious Garland. Do you find in Texas?
The text, the commentary one, Karen and I spoke to get copies of the commentary one. I've not, the only other one is the Jeffrey Hopkins translation that we can get.
But there is the only root text, right? Yeah, just go to get that.
Get it?
You know.
We'll get some of those. We'll get five or so of those.
I think yesterday we checked maybe.
What happened to the His Holiness one?
That one's out of print.
Yeah, they don't have.
We're going to contact Wisdom Publications.
Yeah, I mean they don't have, yeah.
But it's not in print anymore.
Yeah, today they looked them, they found one book. Then they say, okay, they didn't know they have. And I say, we need that book. Then just looking, they found one book. There are a lot of people, oh, we don't know we have this book. Then it's,
Wisdom Publication?
yeah. Then they said they were going to print future, but not this time. But yesterday, Kimberly, we looked the Amazon.com. I think there may be 20 pieces there.
We don't know how many of people will buy it. That's the problem.
But I think maybe you can buy it's not expensive, maybe 10, 15 buy here, Even people not by this time that they will buy in future.
I think though they could buy them directly from Amazon. I think that's what some people do.
Or maybe you can say that, people want to book, go to here.
Yeah, buy it from Amazon.
Also, there are some other commentaries you can, if you want, you can buy that. But we need some couple copies. If people coming, we need to, someone that doesn't have, show up.
Which one do you recommend? You recommend the Jeffrey?
I think only we have this one.
There's only,
Yeah.
Martha did research and there's only two translations,
Yeah.
complete English translations, and one is the one that Wisdom has that's out of print. And I got
Yeah.
you can buy it as a second hand, so I've done that. And then there's one by Jeffrey Hopkins, but I own it, it's not easy to read, but we'll get some of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Geshe Tsulga one, the one that you gave me.
That's a commentary, there's
And
another
that has a
good
root
book.
text also, so it's very nice.
Which one is that?
And we'll have it in the bookstore.
What
That's
is it
the one
called?
we'll have it. It's from Wisdom Publications, and Venerable Urgyen does the comment, she's the editor on it. So
Yeah, we need someone of the
You
root
like
text.
that one, don't you?
it has the root text in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practical ethics and profound emptiness.
Practical ethics.
Yeah, anyway,
I'll leave it to you, Howard.
yeah, put this thing through
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
put to the link that people can buy, okay?
Yep.
There were very difficult texts, very not easy, but put the imprints.
I need imprints.
But who the explain, I think you never found same as the garden trouble in the future. Right? Kondo, kepa, manzo mahoma nyegmars, the kondo hijangi.
So this the Ganden Tipa, the Ganden throne holder who is coming next week. He's a very learned, a master, and is very well known for explaining the teachings very well. So Geshe is saying that you will not find anybody better than him who can explain the teachings this teaching better than him.
And kongo anita kongo tum kemba chobo mai ma nyamno ko tone so yores.
And not only like intellectual knowledge, but from experience. He is really learned and very experienced person.
어떤데 인상 건조 간지 소소 그때 tradic chego na 건조 고니 차치나 간지 강가라 키야요 소 yores.
And so therefore it is important to have the material, like the textbooks ready, either individually or from the center. Have it ready for us to study that text.
아니 계속 뭐잖아 다티 대비오나 또 발로 때문에 그 루텍스 맞잖아 지금.
And so if not, then at least maybe we can get 1 or 2 books and then just make a copy of just the root text.
Okay. 루텍 당가도 또 거기 루텍들은 뭐 제가 따와나지 진로 그랬어.
And so what we really need is the root text, because Rinpoche will explain according to the root text.
Today
We'll buy this one from Amazon and then
Yeah.
we'll see what we do with them. I'll make sure Karen and I talk after class.
yeah.
Did you
We're
feel?
getting 5 commentaries already. I've already ordered those.
Those.
in the system.
Okay.
That's good, and then maybe we will talk afterwards about the technology.
Okay. 근데 이자 간지 손은 무서야 보사 그래서 간서 지나서 샌들이야. 가든 저와다 냠도 아니 오마리 진짜가 로조치아셔 왔다. 저라 까워서 버려. 저라 라고 용깔이 가오시라레스.
So this is a great opportunity to accumulate a great amount of merit. So to be able to have this opportunity to meet with the Ganden Tepa in this life and to receive teaching from him is very, very rare.
그래서 당만서 가든 저와도 임바이나 아니 지나서 빠진 내가요 말인 내가 종용 말했어. 임바이나 땅문에 지금 단 노당아 차상 이번에 달라메가 생이데 차도 된 거였다.
And so you most of you haven't had an opportunity to meet him, right? No, you don't have any contact, and you haven't had that relationship with him, like as a Dharma teacher and disciple. But anyway, he is a great master, who has all the teachings. I mean, who is learned in both Sutra and Tantra and very experienced. So it's very rare, to find a teacher like that. And so maybe, if we are lucky enough in the future, we might be able to find a teacher like him, but not better than him. He is very, very learned in both Sutra and Tantra. And in addition to that teaching on the precious garland, he's also going to give initiation of the green Tara. So I thought about it a lot, what kind of initiation to request and who to request from and so forth. So since we're doing this Tara Puja every month, it's good to have the initiation of the Tara, of which we do the puja, and also to decide from which teacher should we receive. So of course there's no better teacher than Ganden Tepa to receive this initiation from. So of course receiving or not, or taking or not, is up to you, and I can't say, oh, you have to take it or you should not take it. I can't say that. It's all up to you whether you want to take it or not. And there's 2 different versions of the green Tara initiation. One is the common and one is the uncommon ones. So I think it's probably going to give the common one. I don't think it's going to give the uncommon one. And so therefore I also checked in about the commitments. I directly checked with him, and he said, you don't have any commitments, no like daily recitations or practice to do after you receive that initiation. And so it all depends on the teacher, who is giving the initiation, whether to grant the initiation with the commitment or without commitment, depending on the teacher, depending on the disciple to whom he to whom he conferred the initiation. So it depends on all that. So depending on that, he said there won't be any commitment, but there is also a short, Siddhabani Tara practice that you can do on your own once you have received the initiation. And so that's on Saturday. And then Sunday we also have White Tara initiation, long life initiation of the White Tara.
근데 이제 다 ninja 쇼발라 아니 간다 샤주스면 도 마시고 요래.
And so whichever initiation you receive, you have to take the Bodhisattva vow.
아니 다 그린 타라잖아 아니 강랑 대강 하고도 마시고 요래.
I think for the Green Tara you also need the tantric vow. You have to take the tantric vow as well.
근데 이제 당에 섬도치나 바지 당한도 망아친다 기도 임바장자래. 바지 다 샤주스면 도 마시네. 바지 도가 상황도 바지 쉬나야 버레스 등도스.
So in my opinion, since most of you have been studying or practicing or studying for a long time, I think you are ready to take the Bodhisattva vow and at least take the White Tara initiation.
아니 제가 남도 다 로마랑 감도 대화 쉬우지 뭐 여러 왔어.
And since we have strong faith in Tara, right?
저도 감도잖아. 당가 가디 자리에는 당가서 수치하고 말가 가디 자리 막 그때 그대로.
So normally sometimes people might think or even ask whether I'm ready to take the initiation or not. So that depends, So if you just wait, you might never be ready. You might have to just jump in and take it.
근데 이제 강들 다시 또 라마 소속이 양 자신이란 말은 뭐 보여래. 아니 근데 샤주스면 돈바데 조데 장가지는 뭐 보셔라 그래서 이마 조데 다 섬진데 아니 미실은 내가 맞지 왔더래도 그런 도지단의 정보는 뭐지도 송송어.
So there are many different plans that the teachers can make about the vow, which one to keep and which is not very important to keep and so forth. But of course, when you count the number, there are so many numbers. So it's like root, because the root vows and then the secondary vows and so forth. So there are so many numbers, but basically is not causing harm to others. The main vow is not causing harm to us. That's what His Holiness mentioned during his teaching in Bodh Gaya last year.
아니 대단한 소소라 예덤라다 대봐야 보고 그래 송송. 예덤도 라마라 대봐야 보여.
And then on top of that, of course, you have to have strong faith and devotion, towards the deity and the guru.
대단한도 지서도만 한도 대봐면 다시 영말 삼할 대봐요로.
And so most of us, we all have faith in Aryatara, right?
근데 다 라마는 가든 들은 못 제랬더니 다 간지 라메 전에 가도 대봐샤 조요다.
And then of course the guru, is the Ganden throne holder. So from the side of the Lama, we can also, have a strong faith. It won't be difficult to not have faith.
남중마는 간 곤차보시라 그랬어. 나 라마 간지 문제도 나 주시고 말해.
So I'm quite stubborn in a sense that I will not go and take a teaching from any kind of teacher.
마다가시고 걸었다. ngomong도 박사네 ngom도 개개도 감 박사네 개개도 박사네 개개도 공부 속선에서 말았다. 기시 베리팅만 보이래. 나 베리 수치다 말도 되대 버렸어. 남들아 집어 마제 아니 기시 셈바는 로열했어.
And so like most of the teachers that who used to receive the philosophy teaching, from Buddhist philosophy teaching, were from the one who came from Tibet and who were already, like Geshe from Tibet, and then they went to Buxa in India, and like a camp, where they stayed there, and then afterwards they went to Sera, and then when the Sera Monastery was established in South India, then they started to teach, and so most of the monks would go and receive teaching from them because they are the authentic, the teachers from Tibet. So it was not difficult, but when they passed away, then Geshe said he found it difficult to find a teacher in whom he can really trust and receive the teaching. So he didn't go to receive teaching, philosophical teaching from any teachers, but other of his classmates, they just went and received teachings from other Geshes. And so my classmates used to tease me, saying that I am a stubborn nomad. And so this is very important, a crucial point because of the Guru devotion, because it's to do with the Guru devotion, right? And so from my side also, of course, I'm very stubborn, in that sense, but also So of course, I will not go to receive teaching from any teacher, and also I will not kind of invite any teacher to come and teach. So the teachers, more reliable teachers, that we can trust or have faith in, and so that kind of teacher and are the ones that we plan to invite at the center. So it's becomes more safe for the students here to go and receive teachings and initiations from.
Okay. What the invite the Baji is some Baji Tachi channel to Doka someone should not do Ganga Baji Nanga Mari.
And so this teacher like Ganden Tiba, there's no doubt or any hesitation to receive teachings from. So Geshe thinks you are okay to take the Vaidara initiation at least from.
Tana Shingi, Tapashi, Tanga Tende, the Baji Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and Turmuch the Baji, Sun Shoyunto. Baji, you're taking this.
So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm maybe Lama Zopa Rinpoche has received teachings from Ganden Tiba, because Ganden Tiba taught gave many teachings in Kapan Monastery and in Nepal during the prayer festivals.
Mutindi Baza Namjunga to Tagio Pena. Tayamana Garan Devomen ta Lama Zopa Rinpoche do Konamazang and Zugo Shokchinita, a Bimblingaro, that Savilama Yona Menari. Nitene ta shiragin on the Kadishim was and Konamazo King a carretting to young, Konzo Tema getting out to the Nang of such a Nogum, Lamba Norgomarwa.
And so not only from my side, but also I check from Lama Zopa Rinpoche's side, because Lama Zopa Rinpoche is the head of the IPMD Center, which Kurukulla is part of. And so if it's a guru who is relied by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, then also it's safe for us to rely on that guru.
The that and the Dopatuna and Nagadumba the that channels of Taki in the one Mashuachina, Chulubu Shoyore.
And so for the Green Tara, that's the Green Tsitamani Tara, which is from the highest yoga Tantra. So for that you have to receive the tantric vow. So it's up to you, whether you can keep the vows or not. You can check whether you can keep the vows or not. If you can keep the vows, then you should take it. If not, then at least you can take it in a form of a blessing, not as a commitment, but as a form of blessing.
And that's also Latia, the Tajan Latia go to me, Lama Mayumande, Reja Tika, so Latia to Samayomares, so Drama Patia, to some some church or Marakashi, Domashiman, Samayomares.
So if you haven't received if you didn't take the tantric vow and you thought of taking only it as a blessing, then you can't follow all that visualizations that Lama, the teacher will explain. So where he will say, okay, now you will generate yourself as the deity. So if you haven't taken the tantric vow, then you are not allowed, to generate yourself as the deity. Visualize yourself as the deity. So at that time, then you can just visualize on top of your crown, on top of your head, on your crown, but not visualize yourself as the deity.
Okay. And the Tanaji is done how to manage Tankambo Sherry, so they Lama the Lumibra Tamsia Posonata, and the Yedam Tepai, so they are.
And like that, also there are many vows, a number of the vows, of the tantric vow. There are many many numbers, but the main thing is to have a teacher-disciples relationship good, and a good teacher, and very clean and good teacher-disciples relationship, and have a strong faith and a devotion towards the deity.
Okay. Then I said, "Don't try to know those such as a Tomatrangambo Sherry in the town of the Sudan, just a Jat Tenajita, something like a Kawashare."
So if we were to count the number of the vows, the tantric vows and the bodhisattva vows, there are so many, And so of course, even if you have taken the vow, doesn't mean that you'll be able to keep, all of them purely 100%. It's very difficult for most of us to be able to do that.
Okay. What the engage which any Kaji not the Galatuni Karchior getting it in the end. The channels of teaching Tipara, the Karchiona, some good to the that's the order so you get it.
So I'm just explaining this, to all of you, because I also, encounter some people, privately they come and ask me this kind of questions. So since it might be beneficial, so I thought just explain to all of you here.
당나진게 단다 안에 좀 맞다미니 뭐나 왜 그래 상처 좀 너무들 쉬는 적이 어때 디니마 지마 똑같은 쇼로 와서
So on the day when you receive the Chitamani Green Tara initiation, even if you're not taking it as a commitment, but just taking it as a blessing, then even if you're just taking it as a blessing, you can still take the Bodhisattva vow, because the next day you still you'll have to take the Bodhisattva vow in order to receive the White Tara initiation.
Okay, 양이 저도 쇼고다 세처럼도 같은 거 말다대 가지 다 이상한 신나야 보여 삼도.
So that's not just my suggestion, So I think it will be good for you to receive that initiation, the White Tara initiation, right? I'm not saying that you must receive, but it's just my suggestion.
Okay, 되지. 아니 당 감수 남자라 통만 남자 내대 제와는 대화 근지 조조 도지 대학으로 와. 당간도 통만 남자고 세대 당가서 다 당간도 쇼주 로노 제와래 라물 로조 제와래 다 당간도 네 아니 텐데 또바 제거를 다 산이 가든처럼 보치게 야는 진짜가 som으로 다 통만 남자도 다 간지 야보 여러 자리에서.
So just like it is said in the foundation of all good qualities, that when you have trained in all the common paths, then you can receive the tantric teachings. So since we have already studied a lot about the renunciation, bodhicitta, the emptiness, through all these teachings on the guide to the Buddhist way of life and so forth, and so I think you are ready, for taking the tantric practice or initiations.
Okay. 양지진의 선녀는 뭐지 지진의 티바라 켈렌들에 변화 나사야들의 켈렌들이 소속가서지는 나우스 직진의 안에 켈렌지 송시바레 시바나 양 빠지는 마모셔 켈렌 맞았다 뭐 켈렌 유뉴지는 야빠야요래.
So Rinpoche might also ask you to choose a number yourself, to recite the mantra, so as this many times or that many times, and don't be too excited about that, and then start a high number. Just start from the low number, and then if you want, you can increase later. You can increase to a higher number.
배는 니마치레 배는 조명하 배는 친구스 진동에서 켈렌 샤와이나 다 저는 니마 진동받는데 다 저런 게까지 너무 고고 당사래 담자는 가로 이랬어 켈렌 말했어 다 들이 켈렌 매워지 다 뉴슈짱아 배는 드니지 켈렌 아니 양 가서 야빠는 빠는 적이 그랬어.
So if you have taken a commitment to recite like the Tara mantra 100 times or one mala 108 or 11 times, and then if you didn't do one day, then you have broken the vow, you have broken your commitment. But instead, if you just do the less number, then just like 21 times or 25 times, something like that, and then start with that, and later you can increase it if you want to.
Okay, 당연히 저 탱고대 왔다고도 다 지지다. nel라고 nel라고 여러 왔어. nel라서 가로. 나도 nel라 가로. nel랍지에서. nel랍지. 고대고.
Oh, really? So I'm just trying, like you to be more smart, so that you make a mistake.
Okay? Yes.
Can I ask a question? You take an initiation from Guru now, and then it's offered again by somebody else, like this man is coming now to offer it again. And, first time for him here. But when you take an initiation, the Guru relationship is established between the one you first take that from, right? If you come back, every other time you come in the presence of it being given, are you taking it again or are you taking it as a blessing?
이거 더 뭐지 슈사라. 이제 제가 슈도네. 내가 옹로 슈거래기 다들 지랍스 슈거래.
원어 슈거.
No, you're taking the initiation.
Even though you've already
Even if you have already had it, yeah.
먼저 와봐 쭉 주시 먼저 와 마음 슈더라.
Yeah, you can take many times.
Yeah.
But whereas the initial, and so the Guru devotion that's established is you just keep going with more Gurus.
다 찍는 단다 미 찍는 단다 쇼라다 라마 찍는 단다 쇼 제마야 라마 신난 쇼는 라마 tel라드는 건저 신이든 제거라서.
대고라 와 수지 거다.
So whoever you have received initiation from, whether it's the first time or second time or 10th time, you have to have the Guru devotion. You have established the Guru Guru disciple relationship with each one. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you receive from Guru A this time and then Guru B next time, you also, so you Guru B is also your Guru next time.
And if the requirement is easier from Guru A, you stay.
Requirement?
What is that?
The commitment, if it's easier with Guru A, then you decide to stay with Guru A. Is that right?
The Lama Chignen, the Lama Chig Dalim the Dena, then Shandan Mano, the aggravates.
대응 소신이 응원이 지신이도 야보 제토가 있는 라마 가서지 마와는 뒤처럼 제 마도 그래.
So yeah, it depends on how strong you can keep the commitment of the Guru devotion. If you can keep the commitment of the Guru devotion, then it's good to do as many Guru as possible. But if you cannot, then better keep less Gurus.
I was surprised when you said there's no commitment.
No commitment where?
What?
When he does this initiation, he's not.
Oh, I see.
He's not asking for a commitment.
So commitment meaning like the the recitation commitment,
Yeah.
commitment to recite the number of mantras or to do the sadhana like that. But of course, the Guru devotion commitment is there. That is established. So that commitment is there.
Yeah. 대다 게 그분도 그거래. 나도 돈바 쉬더라마도 돈바 술을 때라마 자르고 돈바 쉬더데.
So whoever you receive the initiation or vows from, that person has become your teacher. So that commitment of the Guru devotion is there, from the time you have received any kind of vows or initiations. That one is no change.
Okay, all right.
당아도 가만만 해서야돼. 배나 저런 게 니마지긴데 사단한테 채요 말해 둘라고 말했어.
So what we're saying about no commitment here is like to recite the number of the mantras or to do the sadhana.
Yeah. But if you come back and take the initiation the second time, third, however many times,
Yeah.
then it's another Guru relationship.
Yes, Guru relationship. 다 가서 캘린더도 다 가는 만하라. 가는 만하라. 다 라마도 라마 차가라.
라마 차가.
So yeah, so no matter how many times you have received, that initiation, if it's from different teacher, then of course that teacher also becomes your teacher, your Guru. And the commitment depends. So how many commitments you have taken from this one just to do one mala, then next time it's also one mala, then you are doing one mala already. So that's okay. You can just keep on doing one mala. The monasan this order, Tanda Lama digi dene, Tangorji Tangolara, and Jamalamaji Tangorji Tangola, the Tangorji Tangola Vesca. Yeah, so you already have the commitment to do. Like, so this said, okay, you have to do 25 times, and this says you have to do 100 times, then you do 100 times. Because 100 times is more, right? So that's more. But this one says 100 times, and the next one says you do only 25 times, then it's okay, you're already doing 100 times, so that's included. 25 is included in 100.
The first one says do 25.
25, and then the second one says 100 times, then you have to do 100 times.
Okay,
Yeah.
the first one says 100.
So whichever is the bigger number, whether it's the first time or second time, you do that, When you do the bigger number, the small one is included.
Makes sense.
Okay? 양아도 싸울라면 장 죽는 지세요.
So you can have many gurus, they can all be, anybody from whom you receive initiation is your root guru.
Or you can just
So-
decide to just go and.
So root guru, but there's one root, there's many root gurus, but there's one, that's the jewel of the crown of all the root gurus.
근데 수술한 남주지 뜻다지 라마를 넘게 가로 내가 마이와 간지
So the
수술.
one that you have a stronger relationship with.
Yeah. That thing when they susu tai lama chagi ro.
So the one who you receive teaching from all the time and who guide you throughout all the time, So that person can be your, the crown of all the gurus, of the main guru. That can be the main guru. But others are all root gurus.
근데 공제 그래. 라마 체대 대라시 중앙대 대라시 중앙대 대라시 들 공제요 말이야.
So when you meditate, you can't discriminate, saying that, oh, this one's the main guru, so I leave him here, there, or this one is not very important, so I leave him on the side like that. You can't do that.
근데 수수 따자요 마칭도 대 아니 모두 자요 마티발라 나바디 자요 마라 딱 모두 따자요 마 차상기 직다 그러고 그것도 이삼나 그래도 여러
So all these teachers you have received teachings or initiations from, who are your guru, who are your root gurus, you should have, of course, devotion and faith in all of them. but you can have one main one that you feel most close with. So other gurus you have received initiation, but you barely see them. Like this guru, maybe this lama who's coming here. You will see one time now, and then maybe we will not see from next 20 years. So anyway, so like that. So that of course, but still you have to see him as a Buddha, but when you do the meditation, if you can visualize all of them clearly, that's good. But if not, you can just visualize one main guru, and then think that he is by nature is all the gurus. But in the aspect of this this main guru, but by nature he is the nature of all other gurus.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
ngama tene chungso ngando chigli gom japchi ane topa chana ma chiwachi ane ngama kona tambu yingi lamge ga chi ane chiwa ti tomshia ti sheshita.
And so usually, like in Tibet, even the alphabet teacher, like the teaching, the Dharma teacher, usually is the monk or nun, who teach you the alphabets. From that one, even that one has to consider as your guru. And so even the alphabet teacher. So there was a story about this monk. He received teachings and he meditated on the gurus, for a long time, but he couldn't get. And he was very devoted, very good relationship with all the gurus, keeping all his commitments, but couldn't get any realizations. And then so he went to check, with his guru. Then so have you been, meditating on all the gurus? And he said yes, And but what about the one who taught you the alphabet? He said, oh, that was a nun, so I thought that was not very important. Or maybe she was no longer a nun, So then he didn't meditate on her, So then later the guru said, okay, then now mainly meditate on her, Just think about her as all the gurus, and then and after that then he started getting realizations. So yeah, when you're meditating, you can't discriminate the gurus, by saying, oh, this is better, this is not so good, this is like that. So you can't, like put one in the center, put others on the side, like that.
Okay. Yes, you have the question.
So the Ganden Tripa will be conferring the Bodhisattva vows?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
He is giving initiation, so when he gives the initiation, he will confer. First one, Geshe said, like he will confer the Bodhisattva vow and the Tantric vow also. So for the highest Yoga Tantra initiation, you have to receive both Bodhisattva vow and the Tantric vow. So you have to receive the Tantric vow, and before that you have to receive the Bodhisattva vow.
And then
of course, in order to receive those two, you have to have the refuge vow also.
Okay, then
yeah, so that's like the stages, So first you receive the refuge, and then and then the Bodhisattva vow, and then the Tantric vow.
Okay.
So when we take it on the night, if you've already taken Bodhisattva vows, you take them all over again.
Again, every day. Even you can take every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that on a daily basis also, every day. Yeah.
Okay.
So usually, if it's possible, we should take it every day, and even like His Holiness encourages to take 3 times a day. So not because you have like deteriorated it or declined it, but because you want to increase it, more and more. So most of us, we don't know when we have degenerated that vow, deteriorated the vow because we are not keeping the vows purely. Then we might have already degenerated. So it's good to take those vows again and again.
There's a short
Refresh.
prayer. Maybe I'm just taking the shortcut, but there's a very rather short renewal prayer.
Yeah.
So you can also imagine in your mind, you can think that, oh, I'm renewing this vow, and then you can also recite the refuge and bodhicitta praise, the praise, the verse, that we recite at the beginning of the teaching, the refuge and bodhicitta verse. Yeah, then there's another long one that we usually do on the Guru Puja. So on the Guru Puja we have the Bodhisattva and Tantric vows, so you can recite that. That's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay? Ina ngazu sanjewala shanjusem chego shanjusem chewala shanjusem tomago was.
So in order to in order to be enlightened, to become a Buddha, you have to generate bodhicitta, right? So in order to have bodhicitta, you have to keep the Bodhisattva vows.
Okay, today that and pani dijula and Rinpoche pekare Rinpoche yang wang mambo nang yore today that nangazo chikaro.
Which is Lama Zopa
Rinpoche. That ngenu chendo today yona pachi ngesna yapo yosamundu.
And then after that, in August, right, we have Lama Zopa Rinpoche coming and giving teaching. Of course, we already talked about him. He's the head of the IPM Center, so a great master and a teacher. So he will be giving also initiations. Yeah, so it will be good to take initiation from him if you feel like you're ready.
Okay. Any question to that? Yes.
Isn't best start for Tantra Kala Chakra before you think of any other?
Karo.
Tantra?
When you're starting in Tantra,
Yeah.
shouldn't your initial interest be the Kala Chakra Tantra and then worry about the others?
팅고는 요말, 팅고는 요말했어.
도코르도 먼저 라메로.
다시 다 팅고도 라메는 라메 다 님에서 도시 들어왔어. 제가 담보 대시 되는 시간도시야 이거 망고네 지나 다 담보 쇼네 하시고 그러.
Well, the Kala Chakra is like the highest yoga tantra. From the highest yoga tantra, so it's a really high level actually. But many people just take it as a blessing. That's why when there's His Holiness giving Kala Chakra initiation, so many people go. Most of the people, they just go and take it as a blessing, not really taking it as a practice. And so that's the highest yoga tantra. So actually, you should go from the lower one, lower class, tantra, the action tantra or performance tantra, and then start from and then go up, to the highest yoga tantra.
이나 시다 팅고가 와데 티스 미세르서도. 근데 디라와나 수요나 데바데 토코세 된데 마트로 별들이 룩소르서도. 디라와데나 수요바이나. 고와 미세지 인사리.
어느 토고에 다 지랍 토고서.
와 토코세 나니다 들 랍소데. 티메스 티나라.
다 가서 다시
너무다 온다 토고를 봐. 고전도 온다 토고를 왔어. 가시.
뭐면도 맞잖아 토고서 그래.
지들이 송도 왔다 미세르데 보고 주지. 같이 담으려나 토고세도 왔대. 시다 미세르데 군디고 송도.
So there's different saying about that. You might heard about because you might have heard about that you receive. It's so easy to receive the Kala Chakra initiation because of in a special case about the Kala Chakra. They say that when Kala Chakra initiation is given, even if you are within that area where the Kala Chakra is given, so they usually fence the area, and if you are inside of that fence, then you receive it. Even if you're like a child, very small like infant, or say saliva dripping, you'll receive it. So that's just saying that it's because of the specialty of the deity. They're saying that, but usually when we say you have to receive you should receive initiation only when you think I have received initiation. If you don't think it, and then if you don't follow the visualizations, they say, oh, now think like this, now think like that, now visualize that. You have to follow that, And when you follow that, then you'll be able to, then you will receive it. If you don't follow those visualizations or don't have that mind thinking that I have received initiation, then you don't receive initiation. But in the Kala Chakra, this is a special case. So anybody who is within that fence, will also receive the initiation.
어때 팅고제 메시지다 뭐 메시지다 tinda te 지나오가라 뭐 거라.
And so there's exceptional, for the Kala Chakra. And so that's why when His Holiness grants confers that initiation, like hundreds and thousands of people, 100,000, more than 100,000 people will go and receive initiation.
라메가 뭐바지 대자 수수고 삼모테 땅이나 아니 산에들 매바이나 토부도와 나니 반에 정보를 마시게 도시들이야 보여라 여기 주야 다 산이 나니 아니면 손에 띄고 오지 나게 요래 장소고는 물론 대표게 물론 대표 장소 다 그러고 네트워크 온 거 용토 매와 인자 아니 텐트 토고려 송송세
그래서 그래 가리 매바이나
산에들 매바이나 보여라 요데 다 보여라 용
삼바이나
삼바 라마라야 테타지 동미점 지와지 대장군에나 소소티 딱 그러고 걸로만 더 삼도 땅에 와이나
So and then also another exception about the Kala Chakra initiation is that even if you are not at the place, But if you have the intention, the disciple have the intention to receive, and then also the Lama knows about you and says, okay, I'm conferring to him, or her like that, and then even if you're not in that area, you can still receive it. So like last time, His Holiness, when he gave the initiation, he said, okay, now I'm conferring this initiation. So those of you who are in Tibet, who have not been able to come all the way here, now you can think, yes, I'm from my side, I'm also thinking of you and thinking that I'm giving to you. And then from your side, you can also think that you're receiving it. And if you think like that, even if you're not in that area, you can still receive the initiation. So that's like very exception, because they have no choice, to come and receive from directly in front of from the guru, in front of the guru in that area, and so you can receive it from the far away. So yeah, the Kala chakra is a little bit different because of that exception. So you can't like relate the Kala chakra with the other ones.
Okay. 남주지 엄마 셴바스는 오늘시다 미니시 땅아말래 나머서 어떤데 그 구바들이 서로. So
but in some of course in that like 100,000 people, more than 100,000 people come and receive. So not everybody will be able to hear, if they're so far away, you will not be able to hear. And so there's, but because you're in that area, you just receive it because of being in that fenced area. But in other initiations, they are like very limited to the number. Like the maximum can be like 25 people or 30 people, like that, not more than that. In some initiations,
okay,
so restrictions like that.
Okay. Now any other questions? Okay. Okay. Now we go to our main text. Okay. What was this? 30? 30? 단 얘기 아니 쇼가 숨지도 안 받대 아니 다 그러고 산지 좀인데 그 아니 송 달라 때네 송 가실라 때네 다 제실라 때네 아니 산지 좀인데 몰라와 받대 똑똑 의사로 있어요.
And so this verse says that by looking at his some of his teachings, you can tell that he is infallible. So let's recite that together. Through these very paths of dependent origination, the rationale for your speech being peerless, convictions rise in me also that your other words are valid too.
아니 공부체 더 산지 좀 내내 지체 딱 마와라나 매봐 아니 텐통이 진선지 진선 아니 텐데송 달라 때네 아니 체지송 젬바도야 세마인 바 물라바인 바 바치네 그래서.
So because of his the peerless speech of the dependent origination, you can also understand there are others of his other teachings are also valid.
Okay. 제지 마와 담메바 통위 진선 땡주가 제지 아니 마와 담메바 아니 딱 땡제 땡주인데 제지 tel라 때니 아니 람젬바 송젬바도야 아니 참아지 왔더라네 똑똑거도 그러.
So by seeing seeing the peerless speech of the dependent origination, I can also understand that your other teachings are valid also or too.
다듯이 다 쇼로가 소치 소니 소슴도 마치로쇼다.
So let's read the verse 31, 32, 33. You who speak excellently by seeing as it is, for those who train in your footsteps, all degenerations will become remote, for the root of all faults will be undone. But those who turn away from your teaching, through the may struggle with the hardship for a long time, faults increase ever more as if being called forth, for they make firm the view of self. Aha, when the wise comprehend the differences between the two, why will they not at the point reveal you from the depth of their beings?
다 대시된에 레슨 바 제지지스 로바라 거바근데 거바렌다 거바 탐제 린 rindajer nyakatawa doshiro ose diga ta 아니 다 된지 내로 제전데 zina zipa 레버송바 아니 사실 좀 전에 제지 지슨 장에 아니 라와이나 아니 수주가 탐주를 바제르데 정도스 대리미 제대가나 아니 녀바근지 타와 단즈 마리 바데 대레스 대나 아니 제가 손텔라 때네 단즈 마리 바데 도바로 단 녀가 타와 도시로스 녀바근지 타와 단즈 마리 바데 대 도노고도세요.
And so it's pretty, straightforward, right? So, so it says, "You who speak excellently by seeing as it is for those who train in your footsteps." And so it's all degenerations will become remote. So all the faults of the cycles will become remote because the root of all the fault will be undone, and so that will be undone, through seeing the dependent originations.
산지 좀 된데가 아니 된지 내로 신청 말아봐 세워봐 된지 내로도 가나 동반이라 와.
So Buddha Shakyamuni, has seen the things just as they are. So the things that just as they are is the emptiness, right?
그래다 아니 다 된지가 산지 좀 된데 지슬 써봐야 네가 아니 공거야 다 샬로 두바이나 아니 쓰지 그 바탕지 반좀로 그래 들어와.
So if we train in his footsteps, so if we train in like that also, then all the degenerations of the cycle existence and peace will become remote.
근데 다 쓰지 그 바탕나 다 고외가 다 고외 자와 고외 동아 아니 내차 시동 공종가 잘라서 간데 한다 고외 다 고외 동아 스피가 쓰지 그 바로 근데 다 뒤에 자와 가나 단지 말이다 말이 받아야 아니 단지 말이 받아 도나 아니 뒤근 저거 아니 고백의 동화도 자서 매가 자는 그래서
So all these degenerations, like the sufferings and the cause of the sufferings in the cycles, and like the cause of the sufferings, mainly like other delusions, attachment, anger, jealousy, pride, arrogance, and so forth, right? So those are the root, the cause of the sufferings, and so that's all the degenerations of the cycle existence is referring to, and the root of all this, is the ignorance, right? Self-grasping ignorance. And that will be undone through seeing the emptiness or the dependent origination.
근데 다 된다 산지 좀 내기 지선 나와있나 아니 고발에 봐 줘야라야 다 녀는 정도 아니 타와 토발라 다 녀는 정도 그래서
And so it says if you follow or train in the footsteps of the Buddha, and then one will be free from the cycle existence, and one will be closer to liberation or enlightenment.
다 디마임베 다 저거는 손이 받으려고 계기 때문에 쇼쇼바 이링아바 대세장 실실 쫓는 법버전 받았다와 대세로스 다 선지 쪽인데 이 템발레 쇼쇼베 그리고 계기 템발레 쇼쇼베 녀바세베 다 소소 드바세베던데 이링아바 대깔이 잡아이 받아야 디기 녀바 파세야데 파샤네 녀바데 수때네 원도서.
And then verse 32 it says about those who turn away from your teaching, so who turn away from Buddha's teaching and follow other teachings and struggle for a long time and to do this practice, doing the practice, to be free from the cyclic existence, but by doing that they become even more closed in the cyclic existence.
Okay. And at that day, but the Jagato, the more of any Hindu Chuluda, the children Kashi, Chulukashi, so Javataya, Chetaya, and it's Tuloja Makavaya, and it Rotegi. The Kalaya Masa, Kalijating, the Mambo Yorisra. So in Germany, Jabasaya, Chetana, and the Tamoni, Jabamoni, the Sato Yomari, Tato Yomari.
And so, like there are many religions in like India, like the Hinduism, there were the practitioners, they, in order to purify their negativities, they go naked. They don't wear any clothes, or they don't even eat any food. And so those are the means to purify negativities. But by doing that, they actually create more negative karmas.
Okay. Today is a delusion. That time, and it dangerous to Mato base, take it. 아니 산지 좀된데 템발에 쇼지가 땡주게 템 마도베 당서 강다도 아니 저 깔리 가세 자와야나야 아니 당서 때는도 마도 아니 당서 춘도 말에 내가 고쳐도
And so those who don't follow Buddha's footstep or don't practice dependent origination or meditate on dependent origination, then no matter what other means they apply, that doesn't help them to decrease the self-grasping ignorance. That only makes the self-grasping ignorance to increase more and more.
알아 시시 좀 바바지는 다 깨도 두 쇼스거든 바바지 집아차로 그래서 가르나 나도 따바 땜바 지금도 대시로 나도 따바 대시로.
So it says just like in the second and the third and fourth line, it's a false increase ever more as if being called forth, give me more false, like that. And for they make firm the view of self. And if you don't meditate on the dependent origination, then your view, of the self or ignorance, becomes even more firm.
다 가지고 먼저 두번이 와지 두고 야보지 지는나 아니 소설라 야보라고 그러와 두고 누가 님으로나 누가로 대도 집안으로 온 거예요.
So it's just like you have a good friend and bad friends. If you follow the good friends, then you become good. If you follow bad friend, you become bad. It's similar to that.
멋있다. 들리다 에마 개반되니지 들리다 에마는 다지 하산에 걸어봐. 단 개반되니지 처벌 건데 처벌은 제가 옛나 강세 끌리 코네지 제일 지식 김이제르스. 로 들리다 단 남주도 댐비 개반이나 신나가 셔와다 나가 땜바니 처벌듯이 콘도 줘봐 하고가 있나 딱 저런 거 니네 생구 띠니 딱 코네 엔데 산지 좀 되잖아. 지 가르치는 기바체도 말이에요. 기바체를 와도 기바체에서 요 말이에요.
And then in verse 33 it says, aha, it's like amazing, that when the wise comprehend the difference between these two, so the wise, those who understand the dependent origination, right? And why would they not at the point revere you from the depth of their being?
단 남주도 댐바이만 개바이만 삼로야부 땅에 있나 된지가 내 신앙지 저와 안에 저와 야부지 하고바이나 아니 대땡이 댐바라야 아니 즉 딱거지 sem고리비 되네야 아니 콜라야 기바시 제도 그래서.
So those who are learned and wise, who knows the difference between these two, 낭바드 치와스로.
낭바드 치와니. 낭바드 치와.
The Buddhist and non-Buddhist paths, and then why would they not at that point revere you from the depth of their being? So not revere the Buddha, from the depth of their hearts.
간제 텐주 템베 강사다 텐주 케멜베 강사 테니게 쳐봐 야보 시와이나 다 텐주 땡에 강사들 때바찌그러 와서.
So if you know the difference between the two, the one who explains about the dependent origination and one who doesn't explain about the dependent origination, then when you know the difference between these two, then you will have revere, you will respect the one who shows about the dependent origination, right?
그래서나 지대응에서 때는 바꾸래 지대응에서 신절로 때는 바꾸네 두신을 맞고 시와에서 그 누가 이렇게 말해.
And so it's not because he is non-Buddhist and therefore he's bad, or I'm Buddhist therefore I'm good. It's not like that. It's just because one who explains about dependent origination is the one who explains the truth, right? How things really are. But if you don't explain the dependent origination, then you don't explain how things really are. You're not explaining how things are. You're explaining explaining the wrong things. And so therefore, then you become even more and more closed inside the cycle existence.
Okay. Okay. I think we stop here. Any other questions? We have homework. Do we have homework? Yeah. Yes, we have. Yeah.
In that second line, the differences between these two, he's talking about the paths, right? Following the teaching of somebody who explains dependent origination and somebody who is teaching something else.
내가 니자 정도. 시외람도 남배 남이 제와잖아 그래도 염나 시 때문에 시외
텐데 땡이 람다 텐데 마땡 람.
텐데 땡이 람다.
텐데 마땡 람.
마땡이 람다 저도 야나 텐데 템보보다 텐데 마땡이 람다 인자자도.
Yeah, so it's the path, so the path which explains the dependent origination and which doesn't explain. Or you can also, refer to the teacher, who explains about the dependent origination and who doesn't explain about the dependent origination.
Okay? Yes.
I was going to ask in the beginning, do the Bonpos go for refuge in the three jewels?
또 고선도 고라서 땜바 때도 땜바 히랄 ndo. 배 땜바 히랄 때도.
Yes. So they have their own Buddha though. Kunzo kelende kara potential said they kara sangitum mara.
sanchomde
Sanchado mara.
말만 셔버지로.
Potential up. Like you have heard about potential up. So that's their Buddha. Yeah. So that's the Buddha that they take refuge in. Of course they take refuge in, but not in Buddha Shakyamuni. Like it doesn't have to be Buddha Shakyamuni, and it's as long as any Buddha, right? But they have like Potential up, is the main teacher, who I think maybe taught about the Pön, and so they take refuge in him.
Because before Tsongten Gampo, they said that when Tsongten Gampo was the king, that Buddhism was established, and they differentiated Bon. They considered it non-Buddhist.
가로.
손자 감옥 없어 되네. 완전 남배쳐야 되네. 되는 거는 다야 되던 중원에 손자 감옥 없어. 되게 공원에 되네. 편이었어. 편인데 되는 거는 남배지가 말했어.
그래서 나도 지금 말 내가 지금 말해서 남배 주대. 다나 배지 남배 주세 때문에까지 배외 주택에서까지. 다나 배지 남배 주세 때문에.
Like not a Buddhist teaching. It's not a Buddhist teaching, but
Tibetan religion.
It's like Tibetan religion. Tibetan religion, but not a Buddhist religion.
So they're not Buddhist.
그런 얘기라 그러서.
They themselves claim.
단다 전에 오는 간도 남바도 집어넣어 온 거라 간 게. 근데 선생 간도 야 간도 세다실이 그래. 간도 남배 배잖아. 강요도 고도 다 빠져셔 줘서 가줄래.
그저에.
남도스 나그랬어. 대사들은 그 집어지냐 온 거였어.
Yeah, so they claim themselves as a Buddhist, and we say they are not Buddhist. So who are we? So, huh?
What would Lama Zopa say?
조조 가르친 거래. 조조 군저 남벌에서 거래. 남았으면 말했은 거래.
다 대가베나 송 말이나 다 단대 차이나 빠지 송 거래. 단대 kon
So nowadays they have transformed a lot. They have transformed a lot now, and so many things. Most of the things are very similar to what we have. What in Buddhist scriptures have, they have too. So they say maybe they took it from the Buddhist scriptures, From Buddhist scriptures, they took it from the Buddhist scriptures, So at that time, Lama Adisha would say no, they're not Buddhist. But now maybe he might say yeah, they're Buddhist.
It's like they converted.
Yeah, they converted, yeah. Not converted like totally like a Buddhist, but they have changed it. They have transformed within themselves. They made some changes, and they took a lot from Buddhism. And made it similar to Buddhism. And so now they consider themselves as a Buddhist.
So
I'm not very familiar with this, the whole Pön thing about, but also at that time, like I mentioned earlier, there was like black, and the white Pön. And so the black one was very strong at that time, so where you have a lot of this animal sacrifice and things like that, the blood sacrifice. So those are the black, burn, and that of course is not considered as the Buddhist.
단다 요하는 것도 남바도 집어지는 건 거기서 봐 제달하다 된다. 단다 요하는 제달하다 된다.
탁쇼.
어디도 단다 요하는 그 제달하다 말하면 되지. 만드시죠 집어지잖아요.
즉 더워서 지금도 안 되지. 대파전 병가린 거라.
그러네.
다적에는 지금 더워서 공부해줘도.
예, 대상 배놓으려서 말이야.
네, 변화인 게 말이야.
대상에도 그 저는 병가리서.
So nowadays, that you see the Pön tradition, like wearing similar kind of robes as the Tibetan monks, and except that they have instead of the yellow, they have the blue. So that's the one difference, I think. So they have anyway. So that might be the white Pön. So the black Pön, like I mentioned, it involves a lot of blood offerings and things like that, animal sacrificing and things like that. So that will not be considered as Buddhist, maybe.
그래서 단단한 소변나 군주가 따로 마셔도 별로 남도 남바도 집어지잖아. 그거 개념도 남도 초바들이 요래 군주까지 남도 놀러치기 요래.
So now, nowadays, when Geshe says you go out, and talk with them and discuss with them about their conducts and views, it's very similar to Buddhism. Very similar.
Do then the rising, do they
대화 개념이었어.
Yes.
다 산이 가서 이제 나와 되면 알아야 가서 배기 출력 최선의 통도지 도와야 돼. 네가 배웠다 제가 또 그랬어.
And so in the 7th month,
July.
In July, so there will be conference in here at Kurukulla Center of all the the Buddhist schools, and so at that time they will come here too. So you can come and
Oh, really?
listen to them or talk to them. So Geshe is a member of that group. So they all go take a turn and in different places. They all go around different places during the conference. So this time in July, this year, they will come here at the Kurukulla Center. So last year they went to Bodh Gaya, and they did in Bodh Gaya. They had a conference in Bodh Gaya.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now homework. Who has homework? You have?
I don't have it written down. I have some of the answers. I didn't really do my homework. I have other things I had to do. I always when come to class and do that, but I think
Okay, you have?
It says in verse 26, what's the meaning of created and uncreated?
Okay, what's 26? 26. Aleo, Jumada, Jumama in Bitakares.
Chumada, Chumamala, Chubada.
Jubala, Jumute. Arrange Juman Dumenda. Okay, what that?
Choose and got it, the Soba said, so
Juan Sujijayaris. Juan Jumena, that's what you done, Maris.
So you done by the Soba said.
That's so one, Jervana.
But it's still Sala Soba said, the Caresso said, the Shingasor said, Kuja the Caresso, the Shingasor.
Never tell you.
Oh, this was. Digital land did it.
Detail to the matter. Jumanda, Jumada, Jumasedo. Kashi Yala Tuma the Mateva Cosa.
That's 2 minutes. Just Jimmy, Kata, Sig the Kata.
Around Juman Dumin.
2 minutes. 2 minutes, this and that I think was Domatera.
Tomorrow.
Two much is it, and I was so much to say.
And some of that is. That Jitching saw the Jitching muscle.
Oh, did it?
Okay, who has question? Who has answer? Yes.
you have answer from this book, so thank you to this book. It says made or what they or fabricated are all impermanent phenomena. Impermanent phenomena are made by their causes, and then permanent and impermanent phenomena are created by the consciousness that imputes it. And nothing can be unmade, because if it's unmade, it's not derived from anything except itself alone, and that doesn't exist.
Collapse.
The jiggy shot, the magic shot, the jiggy chain, and then you can think so is. And then you mount the magic shade, then a tongue on the logish sharp, logish and sober.
Hallelujah. Okay. Any other? Jennifer?
Created is dependently arisen, and uncreated is self-instituting or independent.
The Masoba, I wanted to buy it. Soba, then you can tennis over. The cause of 10 to 10 tennis.
Okay, Harold?
I don't have
Bad.
I know.
Okay, ask her.
I had uncreated was intrinsic, anything with intrinsic nature, something that exists on its own. And then created is anything that's contingent upon dependent origination.
Okay, Laura?
I have the same answer as Jennifer.
Okay. Bob?
I didn't find a good answer, but in Captain Kilty's translation, instead of uncreated and created, he says real and unreal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Bonnie?
Dependent and independent.
Dependent. Any other people? Mark, you have? No? Do you have? Yes.
Intrinsically existing and dependently arising.
Okay. How about you have? No. Ian?
She's saying this then.
Well, I think you're all very good. Maybe a little bit different how you different explain, but you all just, I think you all know that the real meaning. What do you looking?
It's praise for dependent relativity by Losam Gyatso, and then Graham Woodhouse is the English guy. So I think we had it here. We had it. Yeah. It's very
very good. It's finished by verse 23.
Good. I think all of you may be a little bit different. Cheta madam, you can choose never the pub dishes.
Yeah, Tarangje German to message at some much water. Rangshi to Bana, Jumba my Majabana, and a Matuba. How much it was?
Yeah. The Kanji Rangi Tibaina, and the Chuba Maimba, Tuba Mamachangures. So Maimba. This so the Muzaka, Jeta Jang so much, Jeta General take was.
So anyway, according to the line here, and so when this is intrinsic nature, right? So it means like inherently existing. If it exists inherently, then it has to exist, without depending on cause and conditions, right? Which is uncreated, has to be uncreated. So it cannot be has to be not created by cause and conditions, but has to be from its own side, and has to be non-contingent. It's like should not depend on the mind, which posits as this and that, So it should not depend on that either. If it is intrinsic nature, or if it is existing inherently.
Okay. Second.
In verse 27, how does illusion life serve as an example of inherent existence?
Karo. Gyume.
Gyume ki pedi, tene rangshu duba pesha dakhaderes.
Okay. Who have?
I have,
Yes.
I found a quote from Lama Zopa Rinpoche. He says, "We ordinary beings who haven't realized emptiness don't see things as similar to illusions. We don't realize that things are merely labeled by mind and exist by mere name. Generally speaking, we don't see the mere appearance of the eye until we become enlightened. Because whenever our mind merely imputes something, the next second the negative imprint left on the mental continuum by previous ignorance projects true existence. In the first moment, the eye is imputed. In the next, it appears back to us as real, as truly existent, and not merely labeled by the mind."
Okay.
너를 샤야 돼서 왔다 소데.
너도 샤야 돼.
너를 샤야 되다 랑원도 샤게 그랬어. 다음 파 로이 샤고 많이 맞지? 랑원도 샤게 그랬어.
Okay. Yes.
Well, a shorter version of that is it's like a mirage. It appears to be water, but it's not water. So similarly, conventional existing things, they appear to be inherent, but they're not. So.
Okay. Bob.
So I got example given by Geshe Tsulga.
Janso.
No, not Geshe.
Shabatecho.
Yeah. That when a magician creates an illusion, you have one thing, but it appears to be something else. And to the magician, it appears to be something else, but it's not. He knows what it really is. Whereas for other people looking at it, it appears to be something else, and they believe what they see. So when we see inherent existence, we believe it. Whereas someone who's liberated sees inherent existence, but they don't believe it. And then for a third person who comes along later when the illusion is gone, that's like the Buddha when he comes in, he doesn't even see an inherent existence. He just sees what really is.
탑사나도 되는 거라. 아무데 나와 가서 랑원도 샤기로.
나그다.
탑사나 다시마.
다시마도 나그래.
상계로마도.
나오지 셈만 매세로.
근데 파파 말해. 예, 다시 말해. So no, just was a question about the appearing as inherent existing, but not grasping it as inherent existing. Is it also for the arhats or only for the aryas? So aryas at a certain level. So once you become arhat, do you still have that appearance?
Yeah. You still have the appearance, you don't grasp it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think good, yeah. Bob's more close. No, could say I do. Usually that is right, Marian and Jennifer and Laura also, right? They talk about how you eat.
So how they appear as existing inherently or truly. So the illusion, the example, is like what Bob said.
Okay. Other? Some more?
The last one was verse 29. What is seen and unseen?
Ale, okay, what is that?
통도 마통래. 통도 마더라.
통도 마통 다라.
통도 마통에 데려다가 저 가서 고주도 신도 고주세 말해. 모주도 고주세.
Ale. 29?
그래. 29, yeah.
Ale, 통도 마통. 통행제다 마통 고지세. What's that?
Seen is seen, unseen is unseen, right?
What is that?
They say seen is objects that are directly manifest to our ordinary sense consciousness, and the more abstruse objects that we can initially only comprehend through reasoning.
Yeah, I think that's correct, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Are you Sam?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it referred to the Buddha's sort of unassailable logic of dependent origination can be the testimony to, support unseen phenomenon, so but also I thought you could look at it as, in a simpler way, seen could be dependent origination and unseen could be emptiness, but,
통도 마통세도 마통 와도 되는 안 좋다.
anyway, I think it refers to the different types of phenomenon, the manifest phenomenon, the slightly hidden phenomenon, and the extremely hidden phenomenon.
더 뭐라서 다다가 통 마통세도 통화돼 된대샤 마통화돼 돈이 샤.
Ale.
된대샤나 대지샤선들. 나다가 저 배전화시나도 다들 통도 마통세도 다 원조도 고조도는 신도 고조도 샤그랬어.
Yeah,将来的 시초그랬어. 인지도
된들라데.
인지도 지들에 답 된들라도 인지도 샤도 초도 왔어. 인지도 말에 통행제다 아니 마통와 아니 공저 신도 공저.
So that's a a new thing, right? To see the seen is the dependent origination and the unseen is the emptiness. So that you can apply like that also, right? Is there any argument about that?
Well, if you see dependent origination, you don't see emptiness.
So the emptiness is unseen, which is difficult to see. You have to, like Marian said, you have to have a reason to see it. But dependent origination is more easy to understand.
된데도 돈이 되버려 봐라. 그거 대만에 된데 임베시. 된데 돈이 돈고 된데 그래서.
So yeah, when you give the reason, it is the table doesn't exist from its own side because it is dependent origination. So from there you see that the table is empty of and exists truly, right? It's empty of existence from its own side. So that's the emptiness, right? So because of that reason, right? Because of the reason being dependent origination, therefore you say it's empty of true existence. And so when you say that, and in that syllogism, you have to have the understanding of dependent origination. If you don't know, then somebody who doesn't know dependent origination, you just say, oh, because it's dependent origination. So what is dependent origination again? So you have to understand that. So only to the person who understands that dependent origination, you can give that reason. Otherwise, if you reason that, they will not understand, right? So therefore, to that person, the dependent origination is already seen, right? But he hasn't seen that table is lack of true existence. So that is emptiness, that's not seen. So because of the reason dependent originated, you come to see the emptiness, which is hidden, like that.
Okay.
So that way you can say, it's seen and unseen like that.
Okay, good. That's it. Then maybe no homework this week. Maybe next 2 weeks we have no class.
Yeah.
Then you forgot. Okay, thank you. Saju puji shijong method realization yada jambade saji chedeme loganam doshan dashojo idangara namara kana ya mu karara ko veshin ko pena. Sire sa wa tede jam sha pese ba de je chi todo sha jo da ko ji ba no jo ko ko to
소송 거에 못
나도 근데 저 잡대 쇼 karara
나게 지지
사회가 때나로 끝나고 저러지 손으로 때문에 뭐로 사주 민매제가 되지를 때문에 뭐지 말이야 너무 많이 간증이 되다 그래서 잡이잖아 shortcut. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I have 3 very short announcements. So only 3 announcements. Yeah, 3 announcements today. Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. They'll be by the Tibetan community will be reciting the Kangyur in the 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So the Kangyur. And there will be lunch as well for people, and tea and snacks throughout the day. As the Westers will be sitting somewhere in a little clump reciting the Golden Night Sutra.
So I'll be here all day, so we'll just continuously, so if you have a few minutes and you stop by, you can just sit in and recite some pages with us. So I'll start probably like at 9:30 and then go till whenever. Then Sunday we'll have regular class, and then on Monday the Ganden Trippa is arriving. His flight is scheduled to arrive at 2 p.m. at Logan Airport Terminal E. We'll post more information on the website so people can see it. But at 3 p.m. here in the Gompa we will have a tea ceremony, so be flexible on the time because it may or may not happen exactly at 3. But starting at 3, so anyone who can be here, it would be absolutely lovely.
3 next Monday.
3 next Monday, 3 p.m. Great, that's it. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you, everyone. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay, Laura, come up. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody available to help me carry
Thank you
a
for sending
mattress
me
and
the
box
link.
spring
I
up
saw
from the
it.
basement?
Yes.
Marion, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You can see how much I was paying attention. I'm not very good. How would you
Yeah,
know?
no, that's amazing, wow. Oh, okay, cool, thank you.
And what we'll do is,
What do you need
I'll add the links to
I have to
the.
carry a mattress and a box spring up from the basement. Ryan has gone and carried